always tell us to forgive or forget the past, move on. It was simple when we didn't have to worry about paying rent on our land or the rivers in drought. A time when all the children were helped, educated, meditating on the shapes of the clouds, and when Mother Earth spoke through all the challenges. Some of these warriors are restoring the balance, and so all my people just raise on up. Go ahead with your cup, but when the time comes, best raise your gun. If you wanna secure the fun you're having, things are rapidly changing. Elitists are laughing and waiting. Police are finally catching cases, and still no justice for Oscar Grant. Everybody in Oakland, we got your back, and that's where we at. Killing our relatives ain't a thing of the past. It's happening now here in Afghanistan. So what is up with that? How about just calling it what it is? Another trench back or attack. In fact, how about when we natives were just chilled and some pale faces came, so we learned to guard our grill. We came with food, they came with bullets. 300 million lives stolen, 300 trillion if you count the four-leggers, the wing, the fin, the life, the death, the trees that fell. Peace to our ancestors said. How about
the BIA, FBI,
how about
COINTELPRO,
hey yo, how about when we would roam our land? How about when we would overstand? How about all the women they raped when they killed the man? How about all the babies they stomped to death on their head? How about
our Mother Earth?
How about
the next 7 generations?
How about when we would roam our land? How about when we would overstand? How about all the women they raped when they killed the man? How about all the babies they stomped to death on their head? How about all the fake promises, treaties and bets, all the portraits of a Pope's son, their schools and they tests? We will never forget, never forget the warriors that died in the uniform of this shit. How about what happened to the people after 9/11? How about wounded knee for the massacres and what the feds did to animate? Too many more to mention. I must say some heroes were eagles once, but they're rats today. Informing while getting paid, getting fame, getting laid. There's no retirement for the movement of change. And hey, I just gotta say I love you all, but how about what happened to our will to die and live for our homes? What happened? How about when we natives were just chilled and some pale faces came, so we learned to guard our grill. We came with food, they came with bullets. 300 million lives stolen, 300 trillion if you count the four-leggers, the wing, the fin, the life, the death, the trees that fell. Peace to our ancestors said. How about? How about? Hey yo, how about when we would roam our land? How about when we would overstand? How about all the women they raped when they killed the man? How about all the babies they stomped to death on their head? How about? How about? How about when we would roam our land? How about when we would overstand? How about all the women they raped when they killed the man? How about all the babies they stomped to death on their head? How about
Sand Creek Reservation? 207 people butchered in the snow with their stomachs empty. My mother's people. You see, Murphy and Company was under government contract to supply us with beef. And 2 winters ago, he sent only rotten meat. No corn, no flour, only rancid beef crawling with worms. So I went out with a band in the night to a trader's camp to try and get food. Oh yeah, they welcomed us in. And then they opened fire on us. I got away, only me. But when I got back to the Red Sands, I found out that the army had already heard about our big Indian uprising, and they paid us back. My mother was cut by a saber from her privates to her neck. My sisters were just babies, and they had their heads bashed in with boot heels so that the army could save bullets. Everybody on my reservation was butchered.